Tom is a man in his early 30s of average height and build. He works as a graphic designer, creating eye-catching designs for websites and advertisements. His world is colorful and vibrant, but lately things have become dull and gloomy. He has just experienced a major shock in his life. His wife, Sarah, left him behind in what was supposed to be a simple trip with her friends. Sarah is an active woman with an adventurous spirit. At 32, she loves to travel and experience new things. She has an open heart and always encourages Tom to follow his dreams. However, she has a hidden side that Tom has never fully understood. She often shares with her friends about feeling trapped in their small town, dreaming of bigger things and exciting adventures. The day Sarah left started out like any other ordinary day. Tom woke up early, made breakfast, and watched her pack for a weekend trip with her friends. She promised him a fun trip filled with laughter and memories. Tom smiled and encouraged her, hoping she would return refreshed. However, he had no idea the decision brewing in her mind. As Sarah prepared to leave, Tom asked her about their joint savings account. He wanted to make sure everything was in order since they were planning to renovate their house soon. With a polite wave, she assured him, "I'll take care of it when I get back." That weekend, Tom stayed home, working on a freelance project while occasionally glancing at his phone, waiting for a text or photo from Sarah. When she finally texted him, it was a blurry photo of the beach with the caption, "Wish you were here." However, the next day, everything changed. Tom received a call from the bank saying that their joint account had been drained. Shocked, Tom checked his phone, hoping Sarah would explain. Instead, he saw a sudden text message. "I need some alone time. I've taken everything. Please don't look for me." Tom felt his heart pounding. Confusion and disbelief welled up inside him. Was Sarah really capable of this? It didn't fit the person he thought he knew. He spent the next few hours trying to figure things out. He called her friends, hoping they could shed some light on her sudden change. But they were as stunned as he was. Desperate for answers, Tom decided to visit Lily, Sarah's best friend who lived in the same town. When he arrived at Lily's house, he found her sitting in the porch, her eyes shaded and worried. "Tom, I don't know what to say. We all thought she'd come back." Sitting down, he explained everything as best he could. Lily listened intently, nodding in understanding. "I know she feels trapped, but I never thought she would go this far. Have you tried contacting her family?" Together, Tom realized that he needed as much support as possible. With Lily's help, he contacted Sarah's sister, Emily. When he spoke to Emily, her voice was filled with concern. "This isn't like her at all. I'll help you find her." Together, they began to piece together Sarah's whereabouts. They remembered that she had mentioned wanting to visit a small beach town a few hours away. "That's where I'll find her," Tom declared, his resolve growing stronger. He had to talk to her to understand why she felt the need to leave everything behind. As Tom and Emily drove to the beach town, they talked about Sarah's dreams and fears. "I think she's going through something deeper," Emily mused. "She's always pushing herself to be happy, sometimes too much." When they arrived at the beach town, Tom felt both hopeful and worried. They split up to search local cafes and shops, asking if anyone had seen Sarah. Hours passed without a clue, and just as despair began to set in, Tom decided to visit a cozy little cafe he'd seen online. As he walked in, laughter rang out, bringing back memories of happier times with Sarah. He approached the bartender, a friendly young woman with a bright smile. "Excuse me, have you seen this woman?" He showed her a photo of Sarah. The bartender's expression turned to recognition. "That's right. She was here yesterday, sitting with a group of friends. They look so happy." Hope sparked in Tom. "Do you know where they went?" "They mentioned renting a beach house," the bartender replied, pointing to a nearby beach. With renewed determination, Tom and Emily headed for the beach. They searched the shoreline until they finally spotted a group of women gathered around a beach house, laughing and enjoying the sun. Tom squinted, his heart racing as he searched for Sarah. Tom's heart ached as she said those words that made him feverish. After a while of failing to convince Sarah, he had no choice but to turn back. Tom watched the sun set on the horizon, the sky turning orange and pink. He felt a mixture of emotions swirling inside him. It had been a week since Sarah, his wife, had suddenly left him. She had packed her things and walked out the door, leaving a note that simply said, "I need some space." When she left, she had withdrawn all the money from their joint bank account, taking all their savings. Tom was heartbroken. They had shared dreams and plans for the future. Just a few weeks ago, they had talked about going on vacation together. Here, everything was overwhelming and empty. He sat on the long saddle, staring angrily at the bottom of his nearly empty soda bottle, lost in thought. One weekend afternoon, as the girl was flipping through old photo albums for comfort, he came across pictures of her college friends. In them, everyone was smiling, enjoying life together. He remembered when they were carefree. That gave him an idea. Tom decided to seek support from his friends. He called Lucas, his best friend from college, and told him everything. Lucas listened intently, his voice worried. "You need to get out of the house, buddy. Come hang out with us tonight. We'll meet at Emily's." Emily was the glue that held the group together, always organizing fun events. Tom agreed, feeling a little better at the thought of being with friends. That evening, Tom went to Emily's apartment. The smell of delicious food greeted him. He stepped inside, greeted with laughter and warmth. "Tom, you did it," Emily exclaimed, pulling him into her arms. As the night wore on, everyone shared stories, reminiscing about happy times. Tom felt the weight on the boxer lighten as he laughed together. They played games, told jokes, and had meaningful conversations. It was nice to be connected, even when sad. At some point, the conversation turned to relationships. Clara, another one, noticed Tom's silence. "Tom, are you okay? You're so quiet." Tom sighed, looking down at the floor. "I'm just processing things. Sarah left and took everything." "What do you mean, took everything?" Clara asked, her voice filled with concern. Tom explained how Sarah had drained their bank account and left him nothing. The group was silent for a moment, sensing the gravity of the situation. Finally, Lucas spoke up. "You know, sometimes life throws us curveballs. It can hurt, but you get stronger." The sincerity in Lucas's voice touched everyone's heart. They began to share their personal stories of pain and loss. Each story was unique, but in some ways similar. The group realized that they all faced difficult times, but they also learned the importance of support and friendship in the healing process. After the workshop, Tom felt more at ease, surrounded by love and understanding. He knew he had a support group that would be there for him as he went through this difficult time. The days turned into weeks, and Tom began to find joy in the little things. With the help of his friends, he rediscovered his passion for painting, a small part of him that had been missing for many years. He spent hours creating vivid landscapes and colorful objects, immersed in line drawings. With the encouragement of his friends, he decided to hold an exhibition of his artwork. They helped him spread the word, arranging everything from invitations to decorations. Tom was nervous, but with good reason. This would be his way of sharing his actions and his healing process with the world. On the day of the exhibition forum, the gallery was packed with people, each with a strong personality. Tom felt proud of what he had created. He greeted everyone, sharing the stories behind his artwork. Many visitors resonated with the emotions in his paintings, sparking deep discussions about grief and recovery. In the crowd, he spotted Clara, who had always been a source of encouragement. "You did it, Tom. Look at all the people here for you," she beamed. As the night wore on, Tom shared his story eloquently. He spoke of his pain, but also of how it inspired him to be creative and find joy again. During his speech, he paused and looked at the crowd. It's amazing how life can take us all away, but it can also give us the strength to rise again. I am grateful for each and every one of you. A crowd gathered, and Tom felt a warm current flow through him. In that stark moment, he realized that although he had lost something, he had gained so much more: a deeper understanding of friendship, resilience, and the power of love. Life has a strange way of surprising you. I had lost a chapter of my life, but I had gained a whole new book, and I couldn't wait to see what archives lay ahead. Later, when the class ended, Tom felt a whole new chapter beginning. He knew the pain of loss would linger, but he found hope and strength in the support of his friends. As he cleaned up the gallery, he reflected on the lessons he had learned along the way. Life can be hard and sometimes unfair, but there is always a way forward, and there are people who will stand by you and catch you when you fall. Tom smiled to himself. He had lost Sarah, but he had become more appreciative of the relationships he shared with his friends. Looking forward, he felt ready to take on whatever was coming next, filled with hope and determination. And so, to all who are following this story, remember that even in the darkest of times, there is always a chance for a brighter tomorrow. Gather those who care and find the strength within to rise again. Sometimes the most violent events can lead to unexpectedly dangerous things. Keep an open mind, embrace the unknown, and never underestimate the power of family legacy and personal resilience. Even when your life has been dealt a blow, there is always an opportunity to find a new path and create a meaningful future.